Good evening, everybody. Good evening. Doing a little late night or later night shipping, answering some questions. Gotta print this out. So if you're rewatching this later, you'd be like, dang it, he was supposed to be on in the morning. I know. Tomorrow I'm gonna go thrifting. I was out of town and I thought I'd do a little late night session. So let's go over what's sold, what's selling, ask your questions. Right off the bat, sold 20 things on eBay, 4 on Mercari, 2 on Posh, and 0 on Depop. And if you were here with me a couple days ago, you remember Poshmark was popping off, and it wasn't this time. So eBay's raising the tide currently. Welcome in. Just me and you guys tonight. YouTube and Facebook, no TikTok. It's just me and you. And for some reason, my house smells a little funky. But yeah, welcome in. Let me know if you everything is hearing and you can hear me on the speakers. And also if you can type in the chat. Last time I went on Restream, my talking was all messed up, couldn't hear me, all that sort of thing. And the chat didn't work. So hopefully it does. If not, it is what it is. Let me see. All right, good evening, Festive. What's up, Festive? Brittany, what's up? I missed you this morning. Yeah, I wasn't here. We're good. Wasn't here this morning. This morning I was on the lake doing some fun stuff. Today, love the haircut. Thanks. Got a little had a little baseball cut in the back. I did that right after the pandemic. Yeah, I went tubing today. Took the kids tubing. Tried to kill them, which was great. So much fun. And then I had someone take me. And I used to love going hardcore tubing. I said, just kill me. Like, do the hardest you can, hit the biggest waves you can find, do it. And I can tell you right now, I'm going to be real sore. I'm not who I used to be. Had my biggest sale ever. Let's hear about it. I want to hear exactly. I sold an evening gown for $250 on Posh. Let's go. All right, well, I don't know women's brands that well, but what was the women's brand? Love the haircut. Am I good? Yeah, look, everyone's like, see, I like this part about going live. I like how everyone's like a community, like cheering each other on. What was the brand? I gave my son that same haircut. I had this coming out of COVID. I went to a barber, first time ever, and I was doing that. And then my barber left, and I went back to Great Clips. The other day, I'm like, my hair's long. I'm going to do this, and I'm going to go to eBay open like this. They're going to be like, we didn't sign that up. No, I'm just kidding. I don't even care. I had $530 in sales today so far on eBay. I like it so far. We still have another 3 hours Eastern time, pretty much, plus another 50 on Poshmark. Hope all are selling well. Also, there's a reseller I follow on there. They have social media. I did this before, and you guys told me right away, but it's a girl on Instagram. She's on YouTube, but she's also on Instagram. And she said she doesn't even put summer slowdown, that word, into existence. I like that. And she said her sales are really good. It's not like stay at home. I don't know who it is. I don't know. Carrie. Someone think Carrie. But anyways, yes, I'm glad you're having great sales. Sales are, like I said, if you're just now joining, 2 days ago when I was on here, Poshmark was popping, and that's what lifted the tide. Today was eBay. Only 2 sales on Poshmark, 20 on eBay, 4 on Mercari, none on Depop. I'm glad to hear it. Let's see. So many returns. Ugh, I know it's a part of it. And they were all factory sealed stuff, opened and tried. Factory sealed, like in the bags. If they rip off the tags and stuff on eBay, you have buyer protection. You can give them a partial refund. I don't know your return system, but yeah. Dang it. Returns are never fun, but it's part of it. We don't have a lot of theft, which is good. What's up, Amy D, with the boxes? I know we're in here. We like being in the chat together, messing with the other resellers. I just finished packing some orders, missing a pair of shorts. Hope I can find them. Brittany, you're going to find them. You're going to find them. If they didn't sell on eBay, you're good. If they sold on eBay, you better find them. You're going to find them. It was called Temptations. New with tags. I picked it up for $1. It sounds like St. John's evening wear type of gown. Temptations. No cap, I know. No hat tonight. Tell you why, my forehead is like a little burned. I'm like, I don't want to put a hat on tonight. My forehead is going to be a little burned. Sandy, what's up? Thanks for popping in. I need to get to selling. Yes, the only way to get more sales is to list more. I mean, there's more ways, right? We do all the other things, promote, run sales, but I definitely find that you list more, you sell more. The good thing is now that I have this dog, my wife does not like sitting in the passenger seat with the dog at her feet. So she drives the car when we go someplace, and the place that we go is 2 hours away. So I can list the whole time and make my dog stay on the floor, which is nice. Live packing, Sophia, what's up? Today was a good sales day. 8 sales, 117 on my store. I hope everyone is having a good sales. That's almost 8% of your store. That's killer. I mean, that's like, you must be, Sophia, you must have really good stuff. Those shorts sold on eBay. Everything is messy. I mean, you know, we all do that. Even though I have this system, I'm like, it works for me, it does. There are definitely times where I'm like, crap. And then it ends up in those shorts that end up like a casual short bin instead of like a golf short bin. Okay, I just sold this a minute ago, and so I wanted to make sure I ship it. Here it is. It is a Boy Scouts of America, because you're here to learn stuff for free, right? We're learning what sells. Boy Scouts of America shirt, but it's 100% polyester. Two things, 100% polyester, and it's vinted. If you can find Boy Scouts of America shirts, and look, it still has these things on it, has the Boy Scouts, it has a patch, all that stuff. It's sold for $32. It was one of those things where I had it for like 50 maybe, and they did 30, and I did 35. They did 31, I did 35, they did 32. And then finally it was 33. I'm like, F it, you can have it. But yeah, that sold for, let me see, $33. Polyester vented Boy Scouts of America shirt. It's got to be going to this person, Ryan. Okay, Ryan. Thanks, Ryan. Thanks for your sale. It's 2 hours away. For sourcing, I couldn't make it. Well, you just said, okay. So how's the sound though? Now I restarted my computer. I know the last live, the sound was off. So let me know how the sound is. We went out of town last night to our family's lake cottage, which we go to often in the summer. We just went for last night, and so it's 2 hours there, 2 hours back, which is great because you guys know I do all my listings from my phone. Take all my photos and I list everything from my phone. So it's really good use of time. That 2 hours in the car is great. It's great. Use your code, and I'm trying Nifty. So far, pretty cool. Do you use Nifty to create your listings? Paula, what's up? Number one, hope you're loving Nifty. You will. You'll get more sales. Thanks for using the code. It does helps the channel. You hear YouTubers say like it helps the channel. It does. But yeah, I actually don't use the AI Nifty to create my listings. But you guys know I'm friends, even though I just don't like the guy at all, but I am friends with him, K-Way. He does all of his listings now with the AI, and he loves it. So he does it all with the AI on Nifty. I still list my stuff on eBay and then list it later. So that's just what I do. But yeah, the AI, he loves it. He swears by it. So probably give it a shot. I gave it a shot. I thought it was fine. I just feel like when I do sell similar, which you'll see is a lot of these items, I can do it faster just by sell similar on my phone. What's up, Richie Rich? Have you hit any TJ Maxx for the yellow tag sale? But no, I haven't, Matthew. But I just opened my Instagram, and oh, it was there. And K-Way, it looked like K-Way went there. But no, I haven't. This is what I did, okay? Here's the scoop. I went to Marshall's. I went to Marshall's and TJ Maxx over the past 2 weeks to scope it out, see what's on sale and what else they have that could maybe go on sale. And the two I went to that I normally go to didn't really have anything that was great. So I'm like, okay, so if they come in here and mark this stuff down, I still don't want it. So I haven't even wanted to go since I went in there and saw they didn't really have anything. Richie Rich checking in. How about you guys though? Any success? I've been seeing people posting things online in their stories about what they found. I've seen people post Peter Millar, Polo Ralph Lauren, Vineyard Vines ties. That's okay. We post that. Some stuff like, so lots of good things. Sound is good. 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 Do you list in Nifty only? No. So what I do is I list on eBay and then I cross list over with Nifty. So again, there you guys know there's always new people, right? So I just list on eBay. And then I just come over to Nifty. And you can do, this is the AI generator right here. You just do the bulk generate, and then you put in your pictures here. Those that have Nifty that use this know about it. And then it will just spit it out on all the platforms. So it's really nice. I list my stuff on eBay, and then I just bring it in. So I actually have quite a bit. So I'll show you what that looks like here in a second. So I'm just going to sync that stuff in. Oh man, I forgot about the yellow sale. I've been sleeping, but mainly working my real job. I roll, laugh. I know your real job. It's okay. It's okay. The real job pays the bills. Yeah, don't here where I live in Indy, they didn't have great stuff this time around. 2 years ago was like the best. But yeah. What's up, Milky Flips? I see a lot of your stuff on Facebook. Obviously, you're over there right now. I got kicked off Depop. I emailed them so much that they reinstated my account to shut me up. Had my first sale on there yesterday. Cowboy boots. Festive. You are a rare person or rare seller because Depop, you can forget trying to get a hold of them if you get banned over there. I got banned. JT Entertains got banned. I emailed them. I was for a month, nothing. So congratulations, good for you. And I'm glad you're back on there as you should be selling stuff. But if any of you do get kicked off and you do not get unbanned, you can make a new Depop account by just coming up or using a different device, different phone number, or different email. So I just use it on my iPad now. Let's go over there. I'll show you what, okay. So what 11 things. Ooh. So here's a tie. Double RL shirt. I listed these ties in the car. But yeah, it's just a Ralph Lauren work shirt. And yeah, this is just how I do it. Instead of doing the AI. But if I had an item, I think it'd be really useful for an item that you don't have currently, or you haven't sold, like sell similar wise. I think it'd be really good. But that's how I do it. Boop. And they'll be cross-listed onto those platforms. Cool, huh? Cool. There you go. You can see some of the stuff I have on here that I need to cross-list. Notre Dame tie, vintage Columbia tie, all those sorts of things. All those sorts of things. Yeah, give Nifty a try. If you guys want to try it for free, you know where to find it. sourceupfinds.com. There's a link. Hey, Surfs, and howdy, all you cool, crazy kids. What's up, Angry Otter? This is for all those West Coasters, too. I was just with my neighbor who lived in L.A., and their mom's over there from L.A., and we're talking about L.A. and California in general. So what's up, West Coast? Found a Charles Tywert men's 44 long suit jacket, but I can't find what the material is. Any tips on how to figure it out? So there's no tag, and you've obviously probably looked, Chelsea. Is there really no tag inside? There's no tag. It doesn't tell you anything. How did you know the 44L? How did you know the size of it? If you had $1,000 to use to source, how would you use it? Ooh, good question. $1,000 to use to source. That's a decent amount, to be honest. I'd probably just hit the racks. I'd go to the thrift stores with $1,000. $1,000 is a decent amount to go thrifting with. So 1,000. You're a new seller. Okay. $1,000. But if you're like, you have $50 or $100, I'd probably say I have to start at the bins. I'd have to start at the outlet, because start there, turn it into 1,000. And for me, then I'd hit the thrift stores. That's what I would do. I love garage sales and stuff. But again, I've talked to people around here. A lot of us are in agreement. I know there's going to be people that, but where I live, our garage sales suck in Indy. But when you go outside of Indy and Indiana, we have a ton of small towns, and they do town-wide garage sales, and they're really nice, really great. In Indy, we don't have that. People just donate or whatever. I don't know. Good evening. When does summer slow down? My sales are snails. When is it over? Girly. We're talking earlier about not putting that word into existence. But honestly, about the middle of August is when usually you see things pick up. Again, I've been selling clothing since 2016, and usually July and August are my slower months. I can look back at all my 1099s, and July is usually a lower sales month. But it usually picks up about mid-August. So just keep on listing. Start listing things that are like going back to school items and also fall items. Get ahead of everybody. So when people start looking for those fall items, yours will be right there available for everyone to buy. I just signed up for Nifty. There you go. Yep, you're welcome. I can show if you have any questions about Nifty, I can pop it right up here. This is what's cool about this Restream thing that I use. I can show you whatever, whenever. So it's cool. I use AI on Poshmark. There you go. We were actually just talking about AI next door too. I feel like the word of the year this year is AI. I feel like that's the word of the year. I feel like the word of the year last year, which people, half of you aren't going to like, is Trump, because it was an election year and he almost got sad. You know, all those things that happened. This year, I feel like AI. Everything's AI, not just reselling, just everything's AI. Like all Meta and all these, everything's using AI now. The largest company in the world is a chip maker, NVIDIA, AI a chip maker. That was crazy. Yeah, AI is crazy. I'm glad you use it on Poshmark. I hope it does well. I've been banned. Ralph Black's been banned. Not from me, though. You haven't been banned over here. You can't create a new one. They just go by tax number. You can't create a new one. They go by tax number. So on Depop, you can create just a new one. You just have to have a different device, different email, and different phone number on Depop. It was super easy for me. I put in my name, my social security, everything's the same, just a different device and ID or a phone number and email, and you're good to go. I've done it. Do you say that you shut off Poshmark recreates? Let's look. I'll show you guys. So there's some people, again, new to Nifty, right? So we'll go to my dashboard, and I'll show you what I have. I'm pretty sure I turned off recreates on Poshmark. I've actually had relist. So this is what you do with the Poshmark, your relist. So you know on eBay and whatever, like right before it ends, it will relist your item. So daily limit 7 relist. I don't do it. I turned it off on Poshmark. I think the most important thing from what I've heard from all these sellers, the most important thing on Poshmark are the shares and then sending out offers. But sharing is huge on Poshmark. And I've had a few people. So if you're watching this and you're worried about getting the ban on Poshmark from listing new items because you delisted a lot, you will. I've had it 3 times and got my account reinstated the same day, all 3 times. So don't worry if you get a letter from Poshmark saying you can't list anything. Just reply to them and you'll get it back. In fact, if you're in here, if you're live, they messaged me, and within an hour they messaged me back with like, thanks, they reinstated me already. So yeah. Will this be posted later to rewatch? Yep, you can always, all this you can watch for free on Facebook and YouTube. And also, if you're watching this on Facebook later on or whatever, do not subscribe to me. You do not need to subscribe to me. If you're a subscriber to me, unsubscribe. You don't get any benefits. Like, you follow me on Facebook. If you subscribe, you're paying like $5 a month. You don't get anything for it. I don't know why Facebook, I can't turn it off as long as there's people subscribe to me. So you're paying $5 a month. I get like $2 or $3 of that $5, and you don't need to do that. It's free. You don't have to pay to watch me or whatever. Wait, when you just cross-listed that, how did you cross-list all your other platforms at once? I'm finding I have to do it for each platform in Nifty. I did it all. I did it like you just said. I did it all on each platform. So the way I do it is one by one. So I bring it all on eBay, right? And then I'll just bring it over here. So I do it one by one. And in the past, she's talked about where you can just press a button and it lists to all the other platforms. But then she was like, I don't know if people would want that. I'm like, no, I would use that. And if there was any issues, then it would just be like, hey, there's an issue on Depop. Can you fix that? But it'd be nice just, yeah, for me, I don't go in here, obviously, and I don't mess with any of this. I just leave it all the same. Some people change the prices or whatever. Not me. I just leave it all the same. West Coast is the best coast. Uh-oh, Tupac in the house. Amy D. What is this guy always smiling? I am smiling because you are in here. K-Way. I called K-Way today to tell him two things. It was funny. It was funny. Garage sale, I know he's smiling at that one. Garage sales are boo here in South Louisiana, probably because it's so hot. Yeah, our garage sales are not great. I know K-Way doesn't even go to garage sales near him because they're year-round. I don't know. Our garage sales just are not great. We do have estate sales and all that, but our garage sales aren't great. Sorry, newbie, trying to figure out suit coats. No, I found it. Oh, you got it. It's a wool cashmere blend. There you go. Yeah, you're welcome. It's usually always in that little pocket. I'm glad you found it. Charles Tywert, 44 long blazer. And it's got cashmere. So you're good. Cashmere. Hey, is there a way to create a CVS file in your active listings on eBay? Sarah, I have no idea what that is. Unless I might not be reading it right. But hopefully, like Nick right here, he probably knows exactly what you're talking about, and he'll respond to you with it. I have you on my big TV. What's up? In the living room. First time scared yet excited. What's up, Nick? You're looking good tonight, my guy. What are we going to do? Entertain? We're going to do some stuff tonight. We're going to play some games. So you're going to stay up late, get yourself a drink, get some popcorn, lay back and relax. Let's do this. Ethan's in the house. It's been getting cold in Utah. I bet fall clothing will kick off early this year. Ethan, I'm with you. Get all that double RL, all those sweaters that you've been hoarding and saving up. I'm with you. You're going to get those out. Yeah, Utah. And that's actually somewhere I want to go right now is Utah. Where's the place? Where's the place everyone goes to in Utah? Is it Joshua Tree? No, it's South Utah. Whatever it is. Whatever in Utah. South Utah, north of Arizona. I want to go there. My sales were Vuori shorts and joggers, Patagonia baggy shorts, Peter Millar skull print shorts, Patagonia jacket, Mountain Hardwear Gore-Tex jacket, and Fry men's leather boots. So that's why you had 8 sales out of your 108 or 100 whatever sales you had or items you have listed. All great things. Patagonia baggy shorts. Those are good. Vuori, obviously. Peter Millar skull print. Good. Mountain hard gear. Gore-Tex. Anything Gore-Tex. Someone the other day was like, not all Gore-Tex sales. Pretty sure most of it does really well. And Fry leather boots. Check this out, y'all. Speaking of Ethan, look. Here we go. Look, double RL. That one's for Ethan. And then Fry boots. Look, Fry boots. Fry boots. We're all on the same page. Oh, no. I bet it's the size. It's the size. I actually had to come down here and do work with Nifty. Dang it. Hate when I have to do extra work. Didn't work for you on Depop. Jason. So it didn't work for Jason on Depop to make a new account. I don't know if it happened earlier or later, but yeah, I made a new account, just had a different ID and all that sort of thing. Start with stuff you already have until you flip to 200, then hit thrifts in one category until you flip that. Keep investing. Reselling is the lowest cost of entry. Angry. I totally agree. I love how you said it's the lowest cost of entry. I always try to explain to people it doesn't cost it. It's like one of the businesses where you don't have to have a lot of capital to start it up. You really don't. It's a low cost of entry. And it's a snowball. It builds up. It builds up. It builds up. And over time, just keep investing. I'm sure K-Way, who's right here, He's one of my subscriber. You subscribe to me with Nick over on OF. You know, it's a different subscription. But he would say the same thing. Like, it just takes time. And then eventually you get all the inventory and the money flows in as long as you keep on, not flows in, but comes in. I love your photo setup. What is that board you use? Hanging, laying flat. You make it look so simple with measurements. I love the setup I have too. I really like it. It really has made taking photos much more enjoyable for me. No joke. Like, it really makes it fine. I don't dread taking pictures at all. They're on YouTube. If you follow me on YouTube, you can find that video. I mean, I don't know if I know how to share it, but if I go to YouTube and go over to my YouTube, doop, see if I can get you over there. All right, so if you go to my YouTube and you go to videos, look for the one with me standing out in a parking lot and Lowe's in the background. That one right there. That one right there. That's the one you want. How to make your own clothing stand, setup, whatever. That's the one you want. That will help you. Let's see. Oh, I can share it. Ooh, can I copy? Ooh, I'll copy it. Okay, I'll just put it. I'll put it in this live. But that's how you make the photo stand. Hey, that's how you make my photo stand. There's many ways to do it. K-Way made his dad made one. He didn't make it. If you use AI functional to list it all at once, is that how you do it? Is that how you do it? AI function it list it all at once. Is that how you do it? Let me look. AI. Yeah, it'll list it all at once if that's what you're talking about. I don't think you can export. Okay, you're talking about the other stuff. Zion National Park. That's the one. Zion. Yep. Zion National Park. Ethan, you got it. Zion. I want to go to Zion. We went to Arizona. We started down in Phoenix, went up to Sedona, went up to Flagstaff, the Grand Canyon, and I wanted to keep going, but it was too far. Great thrifts up in Utah. That's where J Ride Flips lives too, right? The thrift stores look great there. How dare I list a clock on Depop and another electronic item? Yeah, don't do it. Aren't you not supposed to do it? And I'd love to go to Moab too. Moab for sure. Learn my lessons. Clothes only on Depop for sure. In fact, I had an offer. Shelby would be so happy on a stuffed animal. Renting a Stimpy. I don't know where Stimpy is. Right here? Stimpy. This is Stimpy, right? This isn't Ren. I think this is Stimpy. I had an offer, and I did not cross-list that over to Depop because I don't know I just put clothes over there. I'm not trying to get banned again. Went to a garage sale last week, and there was a group of resellers that collabed. They all had a storage unit in the driveway. They were even selling to shelf liquor. What? Pretty sure that's illegal. Yeah, that is illegal. At my dad's estate sales, you could not sell liquor. So I found people who bought liquor, actually, which I probably shouldn't even talk about, but like antique liquor. What's up, Brian? Thanks for popping in. I grew up in Utah. We go there to see family and thrift. Desert Industries has got some good stuff. That's the one that Jay Wright I see always post. I still need to thrift my last thrift trip. Yeah, I would love to go out there, Brian, and do that. I'd go anywhere and do thrifting. Going to Franklin, Tennessee this weekend, about 2-hour drive, usually find great stuff. And it's a tax deduction. It's for sure a tax deduction, right? If you're going somewhere too, and it's mostly to thrift or business related, talk to your CPA, but it's mostly a tax reduction. What do you do with your overstock that you can't sell? I don't have overstock that can't sell. I might have items that have been stale, but nowadays I only buy items that will sell. The only overstock I have is like women's clothing because I just I'll put on that on Whatnot. Like anything women's, I just do on Whatnot. Speaking of OF, I sent over $12.99 banana split. Haven't received it yet. My bad. Hey, listen, I got to do two things. I can't do all that right now. I can't do that all right now. Amy D's over there too, waiting for it too. Get that banana split for you. This guy's so refreshing compared to K-Way Shop guy. I know. See, he left. He left. He's probably live right now. Franklin, the capital of the state, never happened. Trips me up. Genealogy, all the same time. Plush sells all the best on Mercari. About the only thing that sells well over there. You know what, Angry? That's where I had the offer. Legit. Mercari. And I was too late to it. Messages. Yep, look. Mercari. There's Ren and Stimpy with an offer. And it expired. It freaking expired 3 days ago. Yes, it's still for sale. I could put it's expired. So yeah, Mercari, isn't that funny? What's up, Tam? Tam is, again, I always shout her out. She's the reason I got those lights for my photo station. All right, let's get into packing real quick. Let's get into packing. We'll do eBay first. We'll talk about what sold. So we talked about it earlier. Polyester vented Boy Scout shirts. They're like adult. That was a men's. Let's see how far down we need to go. Right here, this should be Todd. It is Todd. Okay, this Polo Ralph Lauren sold for $18.99. Short sleeve Polo Ralph Lauren shirts actually sell a little bit better. I like picking these up. I always like picking up. Whenever I see a short sleeve, I'm always like, that's going to usually sell quicker. That was good. How much did it sell for? $18.99. Regular sale going to Todd. Next item is a good brand to be on the lookout for. It's a Bolo brand. When you go to Utah, hit the Monument Valley where Forrest Gump was filmed, and also the hat of four corners, Mexican hat in all four corners. Yeah, where you step on. Is that where you step on four states? Listen, Forrest Gump is my favorite movie of all time, so that's definitely something I'd have to do. And number two, have you guys? It reminded me because of movie in Utah. Have you guys seen American Primeval? That show is so legit. It is so good. So good. All right, next item. This is a Bolo. All right, so enough of me talking. You guys want to see Bolo brands right here. So, Nick, look at the screen. Should be big. Everyone, look at the screen. I'm not going to pronounce it because I don't know how to. Indigo Farah? I don't know. This is they make regular shirt. They just are clothing maker. I have a Henley. I have some jeans. This is a denim shirt, just a denim pocket work shirt. This sold for the best offer of $163 for this brand. That's right. So go back and rewatch this. Go back and rewatch it. This is going out padded flat rate. I had it. Padded flat rate. Because it's going overseas too. I wasn't messing with this shirt. I knew I'm not sending that having a button break on me. K-Way Shop had to hop off to let Red, White, and Blue plus CJ Maxx tell him what to. Yeah, he goes usually at night, and he goes in back and hand picks what to put out the next day. He says, all right, put this right here because when I walk in with my recorder, it'll be perfect content. And then my subscribers will love that. And they'll tell me how much I love that. And then my head will get big. And do you guys have any more hats? Because my head keeps getting bigger and my hats aren't fitting. So that's just the question I had for you guys. That's K-Way, not me. Just pretending to be him. Jason Mercari, in Mercari, you have an open combo at the offer. You can resend to the buyer. Okay, so I sent, yes, it's still available. Hopefully that works. Dora, what's up? Thanks for stopping on my one night. Listen, you're welcome. And if you had men's clothing when I was watching it, I would have bid up. And I was trying to figure out how to tip on your show, but I couldn't figure it out. Normally, maybe Whatnot apps changed, but I was trying to figure out how to tip. Amy D knows. I said, I just want to tip. Depop will never receive an offer and accept it. They never buy it. Yeah, Richie Rich. You know that's the case over on Depop. That's just how it is. One of these days, they're going to figure it out and be like, listen, which, by the way, eBay recorded like really good sales today. Their stock's up like 9 or 10% in after hours because they had their earnings today after hours, and eBay's doing really, really well. So my point is, Depop, you're about to lose your platform if you don't fix some stuff like making people pay when they accept your offers or when you accept their offers. Polo Ralph Lauren pair of gentleman pants. They have a check and they have that side cinch. So these are unique. These sold for $49.99 on eBay, and they sold via promoted listing. As you guys know, I'm going to double check, make sure it's going to Brad. What a great name. Have you had it? Do you have any sell Under Armour? Do I have any luck selling Under Armour, Roberto? The Under Armour that I like picking up are the golf shorts, and I like picking up the quarter zips. The polos, I have a whole bin right here that I have them all for like $10 right now just because they don't sell for me anymore. Let me pop this on. I'll show you the shorts that I always pick up. I don't even know if I have any. Oh, I do. So Under Armour golf shorts. These are the kind I like to pick up. So they look like this, and they have the stretchy waistband. I sell these for $20. Those in the pants, but polo shirts, I don't pick up Under Armour polo shirts. There's probably a ton of other things. That's just what I do. Yeah, there you go. Indigo Ferra. I don't know. Do you use eBay auction? Only on a rare occasion. I used to do it all the time. Really, that's all I used on eBay when I sold like one-of-a-kind, rare antique items that people, it's like an auction house where people will just bid and bid more than what they really want. But with what we're selling, clothing, I don't recommend doing auctions. It's late. Where you been? Were you bored? No, I was out in the sun all day the last 2 days. And tomorrow I plan to go thrifting. So I'm like, I better pack tonight and talk to you guys tonight because tomorrow morning I won't be able to. And I got to ship stuff. What's up, Big Pimp? What's up, Big Boogie? What's up, Big Boogie? What's up? We're about to pack up some cinch jeans. Now, we've all been here too, right? Well, maybe we haven't. But if you take photos from your phone, sometimes you forget to take a specific photo. So I've had this pair of jeans in my photo bank in my phone way, way, way back. It's because I didn't take a picture of the size. And so the other day when I was going through my inventory, I'm like, oh yeah, I have those pictures. Let me take a picture of the size. They sold right away. Literally, whatever day that was over the weekend or whatever, I'm like, I'm going to go through some of my inventory. Sold for $26.99. These are cinch, flame resistant, flame retardant jeans. $7.99 into $26. So Cinch is a really good brand to be on the lookout for. Cinch, one of my favorite Western brands that you can find kind of often-ish. Appreciate the thought. Wish a clothing mentor had men's clothing too. Yeah, clothing mentor. I know that's what you were doing. I do too. I wish it would too because you run good prices. I'm sure I could buy a lot of stuff from you. Send you the Under Armour polos? Shoot, I would. I have this bin right here. This is my Under Armour bin. This is all I have left, which is kind of quite a bit. Get them out of here. Get them out of here. All right. Cinch jeans. How much did I say they sold for? $26.99. $7.99 for those. I usually put my jeans in a padded flat rate envelope. Also, if you're new or just now joining or haven't seen me talking on here for a while, I am now passing my discounted shipping onto the buyers. So the buyers are now like this next item. Instead of the buyer paying $8 or $9 for these shorts to be shipped to them, they paid my cost, which was $5.51. So I've passed all my shipping costs to the buyers, which makes it cheaper for them to buy your item, of course, which hopefully drives more sales. These, just like those Under Armour shorts, are the Adidas shorts. These are called the 365. Something I think, again, you can find often, and a lot of people kind of pass over Adidas. And these sell for me all the time for $18.99. $18.99. And they sold via promoted listing. In fact, someone recently posted on one of my postings that those sell for $12 or $14. Why would you pick that up? And I just said, they sell for $18.99 for me. I said, leave them behind. I'll pick them up. Leave them behind. Maybe it's the pictures. Maybe it's luck. I don't know. I heard K-Way speaking at Mercari Open at the Golden Corral in Tampa. Mercari can't even afford the Golden Corral these days. They shot themselves in the foot. I hope you're watching this, Wayne. That was good. That was good. Nick, that was a good one. You should be on the big TV. That was hilarious. Do you do pirate ship? I don't usually know my cost till the person purchases it and I have their address. Christina, so I do calculated shipping on eBay. I just put in the dimensions, I put in the weight. USPS figures out how much it costs from when they buy it. So that last thing was $551. It's going to cost, if I print it off at home where I live, $46033 and ship it to where they live. But I don't use pirate ship. All the other platforms I use their shipping method too. Sold that popcorn bucket. Herbie from the Fantastic Four movie for okay money. There you go. Herbie from Fantastic Four. How was that movie? It didn't look great to me, the new one. And I love those types of movies. I posted this the other day on Facebook and Instagram. So if you follow me over there, you already saw this. This is a Ralph Lauren blazer. Ralph Lauren blazer. I buy very, very few of these. And I know if you're new on here, you're going to be like, oh my gosh, I see that all the time. I do too, which means they don't pick up a lot because they're all over the internet and they don't sell that great. But this was $7.99. The reason I bought it is because it's a big size. It's a 52 long, and it's got the striped seersucker look. So that's why I bought it for $7.99. It sold for $54.99, and it's going to Lewis. Just making sure. Remember, you still get charged full fee on shipping, not discounted rate. Keep that in mind. Yes, I do remember. So what Angry is saying is eBay takes 13% or whatever percent it is now, 40% of your entire sale. So the sale of your item, plus they do that 13% or whatever on the shipping that they send you. So what Otter's saying, it might make more sense for me to give them like a partial discount on shipping, or maybe even like K-Way changed over to flat shipping, something like that. So that's something I might toy with, honestly. Like once the kids and everyone go back to school and I have a little bit more time to like tinker with that sort of thing, I might. For now, I'll just do this. But I'm with you. That's a good point. So just know that eBay takes that 13, 14% off of the total gross that the person sends your way. So if your item's $25 and they send you $35 with shipping, eBay's not just taking the 13 off that 25, they're taking 13 off 30. Lewis, I told you eBay's getting their money. Their earnings were great. They were great. What's up, Jay Boogie? Amy D. See, I was laughing too. That was good. That was so good. Gosh, Nick, what you got more for us? Didn't see that, Herbie. Just Fantastic Four. That's cool. There you go. Didn't like the movie as much as I liked Thunderbolts. Okay, Thunderbolts. I haven't seen that one either. I've seen a couple movies this summer. Not a couple movies. F1 is probably my favorite movie I saw this summer so far. I saw Happy Gilmore 2 on Netflix, and I love Happy Gilmore 1. I grew up with it. This is a medium, just a Brooks Brothers shirt. Again, I love picking these up if they have the logo on them. They sell quickly for just as much or more than Polo Ralph Lauren shirts. This sold for $21.99, and it sold on eBay with promoted listings. I was like, I gotta have more of these. I just ordered like 200 more of these poly mailers. I might put the link on my link tree, but you can get poly. I just recommend getting poly mailers that are good and cheap wherever you can find them. Do you promote on eBay? I do. I promote everything at 9%. So that item sold via promoted, and that's a perfect example of an item I would promote. So in my store, that goes under casual shirts, or I could even go to my store or go to my eBay and do Polo Ralph Lauren, and I could promote like all the shirts. Polo Ralph Lauren button, and it'll bring up all the button shirts. I could promote all those. Let's go into Hector. So this next item, it sold promoted too. It's a Polo Ralph Lauren, just a regular green shirt. I think this is a great color for fall and winter coming up. It's sold for $19.99. Another Polo Ralph Lauren. Try about Robert Barquette sells really fast. Is it that brand as well? Robert Barquette. I know I've seen that label before. Again, $19.99 on that one. And then on this next Polo Ralph Lauren shirt, sold lots of Polo Ralph Lauren. Sold for $23.99 because the pattern, and it was a 2XB. So this pattern is just a little nicer. It's brighter, and it's a 2XB, which always sells a little better. So sold that one for $23.99. So I have a little bit of a dynamic pricing in my head that I use for these shirts. Seeing you were on late, wanted to hop on and say hi. Purchased your lights last week. Been using them this week, and I gotta say it's been a huge game changer. Thanks for the recommendation, Toby. I'm glad I can help. Again, Tam was in here earlier. She's the one who recommended to me, and I agree with you. Huge game changer for those lights. They're the bomb. Those lights are the bomb. You really do. I'm a true believer with a lot of things in life. You get what you pay for, probably especially nowadays. Those lights are a little bit more expensive, but you do get what you pay for with those lights. They're just under $200, and they're awesome. They're so great. So I'm glad to hear that. I love hearing things that I recommend are good. And I don't recommend a lot of stuff because I don't want to turn people the wrong way. I don't want that. Don't want someone to say, this sucked, and you said it was going to be good. Having a one-night show at 11 p.m. Central tonight. Don Woods, put your show in the chat. People, so if someone wants to come over, they can say hi. There is Brock. What's up, Brock? Brock was my former student, Mr. Lemonbread. Come on, people of God. All right, Brock. We love you. Brock, high functioning or pretty high functioning autism, and he is like such a good drum player. He can play the drums. He can hear a beat and play the drums really, really well. So what's up, Brock? Are you still playing the drums at church? Do you like getting $5 offers on $40 offers? I countered at 39 instead of declining. 808 breaks. I only give low offers to K-Way Shop. That's it. And then I shout and put them on blast. No, if people offer me $5, I just decline them. I decline. You can do the 39 thing. Yeah, it's whatever you want. And it's also like the mood we're in, right? But yeah, when it's like $5, I just decline them. That's usually what I do. Next item is a Polo Bear hat. This is the last one of these I had. Ooh, it's got $29.99 tag on it. I paid $75. What? No, 75. I paid 25% off or less than that on that hat. Anyways, it sold for $40.50. So I'm going to take that price tag off because I don't want them to be like, what? I bought this $40 hat and you bought it for $29? That's not fair. That's not fair. You took our jobs. $65 hat. Polo Ralph Lauren got it at the Polo outlet when they had a big clearance sale when they were cool about buying multiple inventory. Now they're not cool about buying multiple inventory. Usually you go in there, they don't let you buy more than like 5 items. At least the one that I gone to. The punks like that. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to put that in a poly mailer and put that in an 8x6x4 box. Amy D, it's not very big tonight. Sir, so when promoting, do they charge the percentage on shipping too? Good question. Angry, do they? Do they do that on shipping too? I don't know. I'd have to look. I would imagine no, but I don't know for sure. That's a really good question, Ralph Black. My margins are good enough where it's okay if it sells that way or whatever, if it were to. But yeah, it's a good question. All right, so I'm just going to put that hat in this box. Again, I paid less than 20, a little bit, probably around $20 for that and sold it for $40, $50. So another way to retail arbitrage is going to the outlets. If you have outlets near you. So if you live in like Florida or a tourist destination place, I know there's tons of outlets around. All right. Next item, next person. Brock again. What's up, Brock? Guess what? We all love the VeggieTales toy store. I know you love Taylor Swift, Brock. I know you love Taylor Swift. What not show is Ops Cheap or Oops Cheap. Ops like in Black Ops. Oops Cheap. There you go. People. There it is. All right. So the question is, where is the lights that I recommend? Okay. So if you're watching this, there's Nifty. The easiest thing that I've done is when I first made my social media a couple years ago, whatever, Surf's Up Finds, I got like the website name, I did everything. So you can go to surfsupfinds.com and you'll see the Nifty discount. If you haven't used Whatnot, there's $15 free. And then go to the Amazon products I use. You click on that, and then you'll see the lights right there. Those are the lights right there. And then like the bags I'm using, those are the bags I'm using. So all the stuff I use is on this Amazon link. So if you just go to surfsupfinds.com, that's where you'll see all the stuff. I also have it linked on like Facebook and YouTube on stuff, but that's just the easiest way to go to see what I use. Looking naked with that backwards hat. I know, but my forehead's burnt. So the hat would hurt. I have the hat right here. My forehead's burnt. I'm autistic too. There you go. Listen, that's what, I mean, there's, it's a spectrum, right? You have individuals who are nonverbal on the spectrum, and then we have high functioning autism. I feel like everyone's on a spectrum of some sort, right? So thanks for popping in. Yeah, Brock's my boy. I don't like playing drummer right now. No, not at all. You don't like playing the drums anymore, Brock? I like playing the keyboard, but you have the good note. You have the good note. You can hear, you have that sound. You should see him with that backwards hat. Hey, Brock's one of my former students, but Brock's also in his 20s now, so Brock can be a part of these conversations. My naked hat, use my code. What's your code again? Isn't it KWay69 or something like that? Yeah, I couldn't get recorder down. Brock is killing it on the music. Brock is. So you're saying I need to keep my polo third bottle with the bear on it? Got it. Is that what you're saying? If you want, listen, if you go to the outlet store and you try to get stuff to resell, almost all of them, they all have the code now. Don't let resellers come in here and buy stuff to resell. Sucks. I'm like, listen, I'll drop $5,000 right now in your store. You don't want to have $5,000 worth of sales today? You don't want that? No. Okay. For those new items, you promote them at the same 9%. I never promote retail arbitrage unless I'm over 6 months old. Yeah, and I love the name. No problem. That's no problem. I've done no promoting. I've done 2% promoting. I've done promoting only part of my items, my oversaturated items, stuff like that. And then in January, I've told this story a few times. I was playing Call of Duty with like Ethan Banks, who's a shoe reseller online, and K-Way and Bearded. And Ethan's like, oh, I promote my entire store. I'm like, what? At 10%? I'm like, dude, your entire store? He's like, yeah. And he has tons of sales. I'm like, why? You have so many sales. He's like, that helps. So that night, it was like the beginning, it's January 1, maybe. I started promoting my whole store at 9%, and it's done really well for me. That sale was promoted. So here we go. You can see promoted. Whoops. Promoted. 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 Not promoted. Promoted. So I get a lot of sales coming in from promoted listings, which is great. They don't charge for promoted on shipping. Woo! I'm glad to hear that. I knew you'd know it. I knew you'd know it. Here's a double RL shirt. Double RL flannel shirt. Part of the buyout. It's got the chest pockets. I would have definitely kept this shirt if it was a large. I really like this shirt. But then again, it sold for $140, and I don't know if I need a shirt. I'd probably say I'm keeping it, and then I'd look at it in a month and be like, I need to sell that. That's $140. I'll just get a J. Crew one that's nice. On eBay, you said I'd thrift the J. Crew run. On eBay, you said you put the measurements of the package in. So for poly mailers, do you just use the measurements of the poly mailer, stuffing it in? No. So like this shirt right here, I probably put 8 by 6 by 1. That's usually what I put, or like 6 by 6 by 1 is what I do. So when I do like any Polo Ralph Lauren shirt, I do like 6 by 6 by 1. So when it's all said and done, you know, it's like 1 inch thick and like 8 by 6. But, you know, it's going down the conveyor belt. $140 shirt. Yeah. So that's what I do. I don't put the dimensions of the poly mailer. Because really, if you think about it, the poly mailer, the width, you know, it's like that. It's a baby box, AMD. It's a baby box. Nope, about the length, it's all about it. Not about the length. I know with the box, it's all about the fit. You know? You know what I mean? It's my hat in a box. I know. It's a hat in a box. It isn't about the length, guys. Listen, I don't want to get into it tonight. Do you think living in Indy and go up to Chicago a couple times a week to thrift is reasonable for reselling? A couple times a week? I don't know, but I will tell you that Bearded and I go up. He actually just took his son the last couple days, but we go up about once every 8 weeks and do a 2-day thrifting for 2 days straight. We get to the thrift stores in Chicago at open. We thrift till close. We do the same thing the next day. And I get a car full doing that. And the good thing about Chicago, the prices can be a little bit more expensive, but you tend to find higher quality items because you have people who are buying higher quality items. So you'll find those brands that the thrift stores might not know about that are more niche. Buck Mason or something like that. Thanks for suggesting Billabong. I went to several Marshalls and TJ Maxx today and loaded up. I spent a fortune, but thanks to you, I'm going to make a ton. You have the best recommendations. Steven, I hope you do well with that. I hope those comps are good. I just put those Billabong Rising Sun and Andy Irons sell really well. I can't take credit for, I don't know how those do. Always do your comps, but I hope you make a ton. What's up, Matthew May? What's up, Matthew? Thanks for popping in. All you guys, thanks for coming in. I know it's not the normal time. Thank you for walking me through this. I'm going to check out the recommendation. Yeah, appreciate it. You're welcome. Yeah, and you never have to buy anything I get, you know, go do whatever. But I will tell you, I bought different lights, and they sucked. I gave them to a friend who's a reseller, too. I met him on spring break. All right, next item. It's sold via promoted as well. And the item after that, this is a Banana Republic shirt. The reason I bought it is because it's new with tags. Whenever I find J. Crew, Banana Republic, any mall brands like that, American Eagle, new with tags at the thrift store, I always pick it up. Sold for $21.99. Great. Brand new with tags. And I feel like new with tags items just sell well. They sell well. $21.99. I paid $5. I can't beat it. Hey, Matthew May, appreciate you. Love my videos. Not much to them. Don't do much editing. You know, all that stuff. But hey, it's just me, and it's real. But appreciate it. See Rich. What's up, Richie Rich? Just see Rich. Not Richie Rich. See Rich. We have another Richie Rich. Where do you find the box to ship that stuffed poodle? I have a large Tumi suitcase for sale, but need a box. Do you want to know how I ship that stuffed poodle? I don't know if I have a picture of that still. I put it in my, I didn't ship that poodle in a box. I put it in a bag. Oh. Quit looking at my butt. I put it in one of these bags. I literally put that stuffed poodle in one of these bags and then got all the air out and tightened it up and then wrapped it with tape. So the package looked like a dog. It had the legs and the head. But yeah, no, finding a box is hard for me too. I have this Orvis suitcase, like a Tumi suitcase as well, like a carry-on. It's tough to find a box for it. You might have to go dumpster diving for those. Brock, they have a worship pastor in here. There we go. Brock is very involved with this church. He loves it. I was nervous about pricing, but the Goodwill in Stokey, Illinois. You went there 3 times. I hit Brookfield, Wisconsin. Were reasonably priced. There you go. Yeah, you just got to go around. Also, I was a big disappointed with the Hitachi Magic Wand. Your Amazon recommendation was. I do not have a Hitachi Magic Wand. That's not true. You remember when I did that? Yeah. So true. I think they discounted all Viore outlets, discount stacking because of the resellers like me. No problem. No problem. Yeah. They got to do what they got to do. I get it. I think Ralph Lauren stopped. They don't want resellers doing it because it hurts the brand image, which in the long run, it hurts the brand. So I get it. Like, I get it. And so I don't even mess with it anymore. I don't even think about it. I could ponder and be like, oh, I could get so much. Whatever. I move on. I'll buy the used Polo Ralph Lauren like this. This is just a linen shirt. Obviously, linen, you got to price up more. This was $27.99, and it was via promoted listing. Again, the next item is not. Sold a lot of Polo Ralph Lauren this weekend. There you guys go. Look, Nick's from Chicagoland, so he knows. I still play Modern Warfare. I know. I don't. Beard has been trying to get us on. I need to. Once I get going, it'll be like addiction every night. But right now I'm like, I got to utilize that time for something. But it's a good way to talk to like-minded people, you know, if you play with people. There you guys go. You guys can talk about it. Gotta go to work. Community North Bamboo cafeteria job. So busy tomorrow, Thursday. Start. Hey, there you go. Good luck, Brock. Get out knife, microwave. Get out the forks. Tell me everything that you do. Let's go, Brock. I love it. Good luck at work. Let me know how it goes. You can always message me, buddy. Switch back to Angry Otter out of it. I'm reselling again. You guys need to stop going. Got a question. When you send out 10% offers, do you allow counter offers? Toby. So with Nifty, it doesn't. On Nifty with eBay, I'm pretty sure it doesn't allow counter offers. But on Poshmark and the others, it does. But I do allow, if you get on eBay and you send out offers. So like if I get on eBay right now, I'm sure there's a ton of offers I can send out. eBay. Where do you go? Where do you go to like sell? That's new, by the way. Send 130 offers. Send offers, and you can make it this. So you can do a percentage off, 10% off, and then you can have them allow counter offers. So yeah, if I would do it through eBay like this, I would allow counter offers. But on Nifty, you can't. Nifty, you can't. So this way, I can. Got it. So there we go. Hopefully, I get some people coming back with a lot of that summer stuff. Thrift trips are so worth it, but mentally exhausting by the end of the day. Jay Boogie, no joke. By the end of the second day coming home, I am wore out. I know it doesn't sound like it's not hard work, and I love doing it. But when you're going through your hand and you're eyeballing and you're like all day, going through different, like you're not used to being like that. I'm wore out. Like my brain's like turn off, and I always like bleed right there for some reason, from touching all the hangers and stuff. Sold a vintage coat. What's up, Lulu? Where you been? Over on TikTok always. I know. Sold a vintage coat last night for $250. Sold in 1 minute. Then I started getting all those messages from other people trying to poach, offering me hundreds more. It was wild. What would I? Okay, so it was on Poshmark. Was it on vintage coats last night? Minute. Where was it, Lulu? Where was it? Where'd you sell that purse at? What platform? I'm way behind on these two, by the way. Hopefully you're still in here. If you heard of Poetry Jeans Denim, I have not. Visited Chicago from Denver a few months ago, and I like the thrifts, but honestly, I'd rather live in Indy for a lot of reasons. Yeah, I like our thrifts in Indy, and I've talked to people who do all the thrifts, Cincinnati, wherever. Our Indy's good. I like where I live. Billabong, your face. I was just thinking, Chain, my stores are being very slow about rolling out yellow tags. There you go. Good. I'm like, whoa, whoa, whoa. Not all the Billabong. Steve is like, I spent a fortune. I'm going to make so much money. I bought all their Billabong. I spent thousands of dollars because of you. Thank you. No. Got 11 Lily Pulitzer. And all those ties last Friday. Was that at the yellow tag event? What's up? Still treading water, but changed my backgrounds on my pics. Oh, fingers crossed. There you go. I remember we looked at your store. Good. Yeah, change those backgrounds. You're fine. You're good. You had the right inventory and you had the right prices. Those were the two good things. Brock, my boy. Brock, you know I have a video of you playing the drums. So you keep telling me you're not about drums. You're still good at them. Can you just build a box? What, build a box for like taking pictures? You can do whatever you want to do. Or are you talking about build a box like a D in a box? Is that what you're talking about? What are you talking about? This is a Polo Ralph Lauren shirt while I'm still answering questions. Polo Ralph Lauren shirt, long sleeve, another one. This one sold for $19.99. And it did not sell via promoted listings. Do you steam your clothes? Or what do you do to use? I don't steam my clothes. Listed about 200 shorts in March. I sold a little over half of them. Do you reduce them now or let them carry over? Ralph Black, I would probably, if it were me and you wanted to take the time, I would probably reduce them for like a week or two. And then if they don't sell, I would just carry them over till next year. Most of this bin right here are carried over. There's not a lot in here left over, but like these Patagonia new tags are carried over. So are these North Face shorts and these North Face shorts. I carry those over if I don't want to get rid of them or whatever. And then I'll go back to chat. We got time. We're not going to the post office tonight, right? But I don't see my clothes. Or just go to Walmart at 2 a.m. before they crush the boxes overnight stocking. Yeah, for sure. Angry. That's a really good point. I used to go to Walmart at like 11:30 at night before kids. And I used to go there, and that's when they restock, and you'll see all the pallets out with the empty boxes and everything. So that's a good time to go. Good point. See the community in here. I saw another reseller say that Menards give out boxes on the regular. They might. Yeah, I don't know. That's another good place too. I usually don't need them, but sometimes I do. Otter's got big balls for going to Walmart at 2 a.m. Hey, yeah, I mean, I don't know if you're allowed to pack there, but you got to do what you can do. They're just not scared. Sally, he just rolls with it. Ball, there you go. Yeah, I just roll with it. I don't do steaming. I don't do ironing. And again, you see my inventory system, but I don't have negative feedback or even neutral feedback on any of that, on any way I pack or any of this stuff. And you guys know, like, I'm not like, look at me, but friggin' eBay is like, hey, will you come speak at our conference or whatever? And look what I do. So it's fine. It's like your items need to not have smells, not have stains, and you're good. You're good. And take good, decent pictures. If it's crazy and has stains, yeah, you probably need to do something about it. Here goes Brock. I'll let you read it all, everybody. Read it all. Handsome young man. Do you have a connection when it comes to buyouts? Very few connections, Don. Very few. It's more of like word of mouth when it comes to buyouts. So like, oh, this guy buys, he'll buy all your clothing. Don't donate it. Or, hey, this, former teacher and he does this. And, people like to help young entrepreneurs, even though I'm not young, but maybe I'm young to some people. I'm young in the entrepreneur world. We need a regular Brock appearances. Loving this guy. Brock's my boy. Brock is my boy. I have a picture. I have pictures of Brock. Brock, you want me to show a picture of you to everybody? Editing photos now, hearing of you. A gym later. Can't let the brain think too much. Hey, appreciate you. No problem. You do your thing. That's how I felt at the end of the night with the Uber driver. Is that being an Uber driver? Like you couldn't do it like driving, talking, all that stuff? I'm social, but I think if I were an Uber driver, I wouldn't even talk. So I would just like be in a zone. The poetry jeans sell for $235. It was Poshmark. It was Poshmark. I would never cancel. Okay, so I'm glad we're on the same page. So if you're just not coming in, Lulu sold a Coach purse in a minute on Poshmark, and then started getting all the people saying, "Hey, you sold that. I'll give you an extra $100. I'll give you an extra $200." So obviously, it was something more special than what she thought it was. If that were on Poshmark, yeah, I'd cancel the sell in a heartbeat. In a heartbeat. And see what people are wanting to pay, and then I'd throw it up on eBay or Poshmark for a lot more money. For sure. On Poshmark, canceled. What are you going to do? Leave me negative feedback on Poshmark? No one reads it. Like you said, I never cancel on eBay. You know it. We're on the same page. You're a vet. You know. I love thrifting, but have a super long day starting down the rack. The button shirts at 7 p.m. Completely burnt out. I know. Nick, and you're a more of a hard goods guy anyways, right? So have Nifty 69.99. I'm not sure if it's working properly. I have 0 offers, but 2,815 self-shares Nifty did. Is it working correctly? Should I look at the settings? Don, when did you get it? It should be working correctly. Everything should be working fine. It, like any of the Nifty or any of those, you have to make sure it'll help you make more sales. You have the right items, you have the right prices, you have the right pictures. It's going to push those items out to the people to buy them. You're using that like a tool. Went to Texas Thrift over the weekend. They have a place called Texas Thrift. We don't have an Indiana Thrift. Walked out with just a red suede purse and a Michael Kors blazer. There was absolutely nothing in the store to flip. You left something. You left something. Midnight thrifted all day today. I'm worn out. I know. It's better than the 9 to 5. I did like teaching Brock, though. Gotta like teaching Brock. $24.99 for a Zegna tie. Zegna tie, $24.99 is what it sold for. These are $1.99 for me. Sold a Robert Graham for $200 on Poshmark and put the measurements in the photos. Buyer said it was too small and escalated with Posh. They then sided with me. Would you have accepted the return? Honestly, Cam and Lulu would probably be able to help you and multiple people. I know she sells a lot on Poshmark. I haven't had any scenarios like that on Poshmark. I don't have returns on Poshmark really. But on eBay, if they said it didn't fit, even though I had the measurements in there, eBay would make me accept the return if it were in the 30-day time frame. So on eBay, yes. Poshmark, I would try to go with no, especially since Poshmark, like, they can leave me negative feedback. It doesn't matter. Got the new lights to remove the bad background pictures after you and K-Way's review. Hey, there you go. Yeah, I try to be nice during those reviews. K-Way just goes at your guys' jugular. I'm sorry. But yeah, I apologize on his behalf. I felt bad for not accepting, but at the same time, I'll put the measurements. No, Cam, you go through the time. You put the measurements in there. The buyer should respect, see the measurements and buy the item off that. Now, there's always a case probably with the suit or something that's been tailored maybe at different spots that might not fit them right. But again, on Poshmark, I would probably say no. No. On eBay, they'll make you accept it back. Can we promote shows? Yeah. Come on in and promote whatever you want. I could care less. Come on in. I'll just highlight it. Promote whatever show. And if people want to put it in there, you can tell what people you're doing. Are you running $1 starts? What type of clothing are you selling? All that stuff. Throw it in. Push close to 200s. Brock, I won't talk about the drums anymore. I'm pushing close to 600 sales since October. I was just wondering the counter offers. I get a lot of lower offers, and it kind of sucks. It's a sale and moving on. Yeah, as far as counter offers and stuff, it's just part of the business. People just want to buy the items at the cheapest price they can, right? Just like what we do, but we're on the other side, so we respect, like, not to do it to other people because we know what it's like. But people are just trying to get the most bang for their buck. Don't take it personally. As long as you have good stuff, you'll get the sale. Just keep that buy cost low too, so you can accept those lower offers. Here's a Peter Millar shirt. It's got like a polka dot print, kind of. Sold for $21.99. It has a, yeah, I put it for $21.99 because it has a local golf course on the sleeve. Came to YouTube. I was talking about building a box around a crazy item like the stuffed black bag you were talking about. Oh, yeah. Build a box. Yeah, you can you can just use it. Go get a box from Lowe's and cut it down and build it around whatever. Yeah, Janet, my bad. Build it around whatever you're trying to ship. I have 2 Orvis carry-on bags that I need to list. I'm still looking for a box. How important is it to promote your listings? On eBay, in my opinion, I feel like it's important if you have items that are pretty saturated. Like there's a lot of them out on the market. I think it's important. I have seen more sales with it. But if you have more rare items or unique items, you probably don't need to promote as much or for as much. That's just my opinion, though. 2 sales on eBay. Watching never fails. Oh, you got 2 sales on eBay while watching. I'm telling you, it's not because of me, though. It's just because I'm on here a long time. Didn't even kiss my kids goodnight. Brock's still in the chat. Throw it up on Poshmark for 3 times the price and let them send you offers on that bag. That's what I'm saying, Lulu. That's what I'm saying. It didn't happen on eBay. Cancel it. I drove a lot in Carmel. That was long before the vid. The end of the night, it was like hitting a brick wall. I didn't realize how exhausted it made me. To Uber, I haven't Ubered, but I could imagine. I mean, driving, picking up, probably also like the constant in the back of your mind, for me at least, that little bit of like anxiety of what if the person behind me, you know what I mean? Like that could be that little bit of stress on you can really wear you out too. Not even just that stress on your brain. Actually, I know someone who got suspended from Poshmark for canceling orders. I'd still cancel it. I cancel orders every once in a while on Poshmark. Shoot. I would still cancel it. My sales. Here's 2. Yeah. So I had to cancel 2 sales recently because I don't know why, but I'll show you real quick. Poshmark. So here are sales. Look, canceled. This pair of pants. Look, see the same pair of Tactical 11 pants? I had to go back on. For some reason, I put multi-quantity. Why did I put 511? For some reason, I put multiple quantity, and they're everywhere. Whoops. Look, they're everywhere. Depop sold, but these are from 9 months ago. They just like won't leave. I have to cancel them. I make sure they're off eBay. But yeah, obviously we don't want to cancel sales. But if you're talking a few $100s, I'll take the chance on that item, knowing that I've canceled before. On eBay, can you promote all your items at one time, or do you have to do it all one by one? You can do it all at one time. So, Wax and Tartans, it's been a minute. What are you doing in here? I'll show you in a second how to do it all one time. Stick around. The truth will set you free. Always will. Surprise, you're up the slate. What is up, Wax and Tartans? Nope, no problem. They used to be awesome, but not anymore. There you go. Found my first Polo Ralph Lauren USA flag sweater today. Isn't that a popular piece from them? Cam, you better send me a picture on Instagram. You better send me a picture of that Polo Ralph Lauren USA flag sweater. I want to see it. Yeah, those are good. Always, forever. There you guys go. I've had people message and thank me for taking pictures of measurements. There you go. Yeah, Ethan sells really nice items, so you definitely want to get those pictures of measurements. But yeah, I take pictures of measurements for sure too. Let's see. This is a Polo Ralph Lauren. I bought a ton of these. $4 a piece. Polo Ralph Lauren V-neck, new without tags. $4 a piece, and I'm selling them at $12.99. I know that doesn't sound like a lot of money, but I have like 40 of them. And so just list one, and that's what they were. It's one of those things where there are a ton of them. I can buy them at $4, and I know I can more than double my money. I'm like, you know what? I know it's not a $10 profit, but that's going to be an easy list and an easy, it's like ongoing seller. I'll do it. So it might not sound really great, $4 and $12.99, but there's a backstory behind it. The made in USA ones are the most expensive, or the 90s wool versions are the best. What? I didn't see it. I didn't see it. What? Are you talking about the Polo Ralph Lauren flag sweaters? What are we talking about on that? Whatnot show tomorrow at 6:15. We'll have Roback, Peter Millar, and New Attacks pre-owned clothing. There you guys go. Roback, good guy flips on Whatnot. You guys want to go over there and follow? Good guy flips. Now I'll have that in my chat, so I'll be able to follow. No offense, good guy flips, but I hope, I'm putting it out there for all the people to watch, but I hope you don't have a lot of people in your show, because I could come over there and clean up. Just saying. No, I hope you have a lot of people in there and do well. I'm just waiting on Surf to start rocking some Ocean Pacific and TNC Surf Shop from the 80s. Listen, I have some cool 80s stuff. Look at this. Look at these two shirts. These are straight. Look at this. 70s or 80s. This is Hang 10. Hang 10. Look at these tags. Look at these tags. What? 909 collection. Hang 10. With that collar. Two of them. Aren't those cool? So I could wear those. I have to lose a few LBs. Also, I found that, there you guys go. Walmart bulk box buy is cheaper than eBay's box. Okay, so Walmart, like online, Ethan? Walmart box buys, so buying boxes in bulk from Walmart. I know Bearded uses like some box supply or something like that. Please explain promoting on eBay. How do you do it? Does it work? Okay, I got you. You live? Hello. Yeah, what's up, Carolyn? Yes, 80s rock. 80s rock. There was a lot of rock in the 80s, Janet. There was. I remember Hang 10. Hang 10's still around, and obviously it was like the OG, right? Those sizes, they're probably like men's medium nowadays. Who knows what they say, but you know how like the stuff in the 80s and 70s fit. Sold my Ralph Lauren flag sweater, women's extra small, for like $120. Cam, she's lying. If it's a men's large or extra large, let me know. They only sell for like $20. It's not true. It's women's. That Ralph Lauren flag sweater. Good sale, Melody. I drove 25 hours from Gatlinburg, Tennessee to San Antonio, Texas, nonstop hype on a 5-hour energy drinks. Rookies. Angry Otter. Gatlinburg, Tennessee to San Antonio. 25 hours. You're crazy. You're crazy. Speaking of crazy and driving a long way, I'm going to say this. A person from Las Vegas that drove all the way to New York, like nonstop, to do that awful thing, that's crazy. That's bad. No good. I had my first sale on the eBay. I sell more on Poshmark. I just relisted, took 43% of my selling price. On a $39 sale with $10 advertising, I end up with $22.99. I'm discouraged. Huh? 43% of your selling price on eBay? Shouldn't have. Did you promote it at like a crazy? eBay will take 13% of your sale. And then if you promote it at 10%, you're giving eBay about 23% of your sale. And then the shipping is a whole nother thing. So I don't know. I'm not sure about that one. But let's talk about promoting, since you guys are talking about it. Let's talk about promoting. So if you want to promote everything at once, I'll go through this, but you can go back and rewatch this later. What we're going to do is go to sell, your sell tab on eBay. And then you're going to go down to your listings. So here's all my listings. Right here is this little box. You're going to click that box. You're going to hit edit and edit all your items. So this is how I promote all of my items. You can go into your store and run a promotion, but this way is super easy. Then you click that button. It selects all your items. Go to bulk edit. All the way down at the bottom, it says promoted listings. Click on that promoted listings. I do an ad rate. I do a single fixed ad rate. If you do the suggested ad rate, they will put whatever ad rate they want on there. It could be 20%, it could be 3%. I do a fixed 9% promotion on all my stuff, and I apply it. And so now all my items in my store are promoted at 9% after I hit submit. So that's an easy way to promote all your items in your eBay store, if you want to do it that way. Hopefully that helps. And if that was too fast for you, I'll be off it here before you know it, and you can rewatch. I'm still hoping to find a pair of legit parachute pants. You'll find them, Janet. They're out there. They're out there waiting for you to be found. It's like that Goodwill commercial. It's out there. You just have to find it. Peter Millar, this one does not have anything on the sleeves. So this striped shirt I listed for $27.99, and it sold, and it's going to Loop. Just making sure it's going to the right buyer. $27.99, and it sold via promoted listing. So eBay is going to get a 9% on top of what they normally take. And the next item I actually just listed because it's about to be the NFL season. So just listed this item, and it sold within a week. I priced it a little bit cheaper. I could have priced it higher, but I bought it for $5.99. It's a New York Giants, just a hoodie, Nike hoodie, and it's got a zipper. Bought it for $5.99. It sold for $21.99, and it sold within just a couple days or a day, something like that. General question, but does anyone know when some of the retail stores that do their clearance pricing? Wife and I got bored tonight. Checked out Ross and Dick's tonight. Nothing. I know, Cody, that TJ Maxx and Marshalls started their yellow tag event, so you can go check those places. But I think the best thing to do is whatever store you know have sales, go in there on whatever days and talk to their managers and just be friendly with their managers. Like, I mean, with me, I'm like up there shooting the shit, but like be friendly with them, and then just, ask them when do you guys usually run sales or clearance events, or when do you guys start putting stuff on? And they'll tell you, they don't care. So they'll tell you when their sales start, or they'll be like, usually we start marking this stuff off, then you could be like, what time of day do you guys start doing it? Is it in the morning? Because if it's like, next week on Monday morning, we start marking a whole bunch of stuff off. Sometimes it's even worth taking a day off of work. I've done that before. When there would be like a huge sale or something, I would take a personal day off of work, a paid day, to go where I know I could make like $1,000 off of all the inventory I'd purchased. This can be a good brand, but this polo is just not a good polo. I thought it was because I've sold this brand before with Gore-Tex stuff. It's called Gavin Green. But the polos are just not a pickup, or at least this one wasn't. I based it off of sold comps. It sold for like 11 or 12 bucks, $11 via promoted listing. So that was one of those items I was a little bummed about. Do you have to have an eBay store to be able to do that? Christina, I don't think so. Angry, do you have to have an eBay store to be able to do that? What I just did, I don't feel like you do, to promote all your items like that. You have to have an eBay store if you want to run a sale. Maybe that's the same thing as like a campaign. There you guys go. You guys are talking to each other. Started listing college and NFL stuff. There you go, Matthew. Yep. I mean, there's proof right there. NFL selling. So start. I think preseason games start like next week, as a matter of fact. So FYI on that. Okay, we have some more. That was all the eBay. We have some more stuff to ship though, guys. When do you start listing jackets and sweaters? I'm starting to list flannels and jeans and pants now. So August 1st, I'm going to start listing flannels and jeans and pants. So I'll go to my bins that I have, my big, yellow tote bins. And if I see any down coats or whatever, I'll skip those, pull out all the flannels and jeans and put those back, get the next bin. I pull out the flannels and jeans and stuff like that. So anything like fall related, I like to do before the heavy stuff. That's just me. Again, for my business, I just really like to prioritize what's in season or about to be in season, like the closest in season type of stuff. These are Depop sales. I had 3 of them. Well, 4 items, 3 things. One's Peter Millar shorts and a polo shirt. This one I talked about last week, shipping it out now. And then I sold 2 other things. I'll tell you about it. One of them, you guys probably pass up all the time. There you guys go, talking. Yes, promoted campaigns and markdown need to be at least at basic store level. But you can do individual promoting listings without a store. There you go. Angry Otter. Are you the one who's been, do you work for eBay? Do you work for eBay? Okay, there those go. Folded all nice and neat. These sold on Mercari for $45 for both. $45 for both of those. There's a pair of Peter Millar shorts, not cotton, polyester ones, and a polo Ralph Lauren button shirt. It was not me. It was the bag. And the next item, again, I'm happy to get rid of it. These have not been selling for me. So again, you guys might be different. Totally fine. But for me, Oakley golf shirts are not selling for me like they used to. So all the ones that I have still are just completely dead in the water. So I'm happy to take any offer on these shirts. This one sold for $8, I think. Yep, $8 on Mercari. Someone offered me $8. Yep, that's been sitting for 2 years. I'll easily take that $8 and go buy 2 nicer shirts. That makes sense, listing seasonally. Yeah, that's just what I do because I have enough inventory to do that. But like I said, when I first started reselling, whatever I had, I listed. And it's still to this day, like I'm nonstop listing, but I just kind of I prioritize the season is what I do. I prioritize the season is what I do. And for example, I never take down any listings. I get that question too. So like all my jackets are still listed. All my flannels are still listed. All my jeans are still listed. They're all still listed. They just don't get I don't get a lot of sales on that stuff during the warm months. Do you only list men's clothing or do you list women's too? So good question, Sally. I've done women's, but I don't like doing women's. So I've been on and off with selling women's clothes on Whatnot and then selling it on eBay and Poshmark. I just don't like doing women's clothing. I know partially what to buy. So now they roll out a new cart and there's good women's stuff on there. I'll purchase it. I throw it in bins and then I do Whatnot with it. So I sell all my women's stuff on Whatnot starting at $1 sudden death. That's how I do women's. So you'll never really see me on here talk about women's stuff. I might have a couple jackets listed still, but not very much stuff. Hayride clothing. There you go. Unfortunately, it won't be long. I love summer. I know, Janet. That's a great way. I love that. Hayride clothing. That might not relate to a lot of people. You know, if you live in Florida or the side, you'd be like, what does that even mean? We know what it means up here. If your leaves change colors, you know what it means. So these are Callaway shorts. Just like earlier, if you've been here the whole time, the 365 Adidas shorts that I sold and the Under Armour shorts I talked about, these are Callaway. Everyone around here passes these up. I purchased them for $3.99 and I sold them for $15 on Mercari. They're super easy to list, super easy to take pictures of. I'm not too good for that sale. They had a bunch of Hokas at Ross. They were like $90. I know Ross has tons of Hokas. No, I used to be a huge reseller of Nicola Finds and had 1,700 square foot warehouse. Look at you. Okay, so you know. Okay. But do you work for eBay? Are you just saying that? Is it a cover up? I tell my wife all the time too. She never believes me. That wasn't me with my farting. It wasn't a fart. It was a bag. You know, around here, I'm not like, that wasn't me. I'm like, Shelby. Under the cover. Just kidding. Not. You don't like doing women's? Kaylee was right. No, Amy, I do. I do like doing women's. Trust me. K-Way's wrong. He's never right. Let's see. Oh, what I was going to talk about earlier. Brock's in the chat. One of my former students. Brock, how old are you now? Like 28 maybe? So I would have my students come in at high school. And I've told this story before. They'd come in at high school. We have a couple more things. And they were talking about how they would drink a beer. They drunk beer with their dad last night or whatever. And I'm like, what do I do? Do I call like CPS? What do I do? And then I'm like, oh, but my students are with me till they're 22 and Michael's 21. So he can drink. Like, okay. It's a conversation I never thought I'd have going into education. If you do a search on YouTube, my reseller name, you'll find videos of me as a guest on their channels like the Nurse Flipper. I know the Nurse Flipper has that channel and all that stuff. Okay, look at you. Okay, I actually see your picture now. It is an angry otter. How about that? Are you reading a book? Put that book down. No one reads. Do you make money on Whatnot doing at dollar starts? When are you on? Good question. Okay, so with me, I've sold almost 1,000 items on Whatnot. So I've done Whatnot shows off and on for 2 years, like off and on, and so I have some sort of following over there. But the thing is, I buy those women's clothing. That women's clothing for like $5.25 is my buy cost on all the women's clothing. So I really don't care if they sell for 8, 10, 12 or more. I'm fine with it because I'm literally pulling it. I can't leave it behind at the thrift store because I know someone will buy it for 8 or 10 or 12 or whatever and flip it online. So that's my buy cost is just so low. But if I didn't have like people that I knew would buy it or an audience or whatever, I would probably start it off at like a $6 sale. So I wouldn't lose money really, something like that. Or I wouldn't lose a lot of money. I live in South Louisiana and know what hayrides are. Fine. I know. It's because you watch movies though. Don't lie. It's because you watch movies. Hi guys, reading comments. You and K-Way are always messing with each other. It's hilarious. That guy, I really do not like him though. You like him? So cocky, that guy. Ugh. His wife, on the other hand, just saying. My birthday plans October 25th, Saturday, be 29. What'd I say? I said, Brock, are you about 28? Look at you. You are. You're going to be 29. What's up, Mozo? Viore shirt. Always new people, so let's talk about Viore. There's your brand tag. It feels like a Lululemon shirt, and people look around for Lululemon, but right down there is a little Viore square. And it's surprising that I find this brand as much as I do, which isn't that much, but I feel like I shouldn't find it really at all because it's like the hottest workout brand. But I find these shirts because I see that little thing at the bottom and people pass them up. This is going out. I'll put it in a priority Tyvek. It's sold on Poshmark for $25. So anything on Poshmark can go priority. Any priority. That's their deal. A lot of my bus students, when I started there, are now getting married and have babies. It's making me feel old. It's so bizarre. Greencastle girl. What's up, Greencastle? Hoosier. Fellow Hoosier, Indiana. Yep. Did you keep your bus at home, Janet? Living out there? So no, outside the city, a lot of people keep their bus at home if they're a bus driver. Our local farm does corn maze and hay rides for Halloween. Okay. I've never seen Viore in the wild. That's what you need to look for, though, that little thing. Halloween and hay rides go together. I know. And just saying, I do like the seasons. In my house, my wife's favorite season is fall. So we like fall around here. And I honestly don't dread the seasons like I used to. I don't know. I used to be like, oh, I really don't like winter and all that. I don't dread them like I used to. I don't know why. Usually with age you would, right? I sold a pair of Nobles. So these are Noble. A year and a half or 2 years ago, when you would find these in the thrift store, it was like really good money right away. Now they just overproduce them. I don't know if just people don't think they're like the people who work out in these CrossFit or whatever, they're like not as on trend. But these sold for 36. These would have probably been like an $80 shoe a couple of years ago. Just FYI. I have a priority shoebox to get these free offline. I'm going to put them in that. About to list a Viore Strato tee right now. Sold 2 Viore shorts today. Nope problem. Listen, Viore is so good, especially if you price it. That's one of those items. Again, everyone does their own thing, but that's one of those items. If you price it just below market, just $1 below, it will sell overnight. You just $1 below the market, it will sell overnight. Brock. Yeah, you need to talk to those guys. My bad. Sorry about them. Yesterday I found the golf polo with the little milk jug. Oh, learned about that because of you, but don't know why people like it. I don't know. I think I saw Chris at Peak found one the other day too. Yep. So if you find a Peter Millar polo, what brand was it? A golf polo? I've seen it on Peter Millar. If it's the little milk jug, it's worth really good money. Just like the Golden Goat. For some reason, it's got to be some golf course or something special. But milk jug, you think it'd be Indianapolis. The Indianapolis 500 has a tradition of after the driver wins the race, they drink milk and pour it all over their head. You'd think it'd be something like that. Do you always put shoes in a box? No. So those particular Noble shoes, if those sold on eBay, I would put those in a large eBay poly mailer. I would put those in a large eBay poly mailer if those sold on eBay and they'd be going ground. But since they sold on Poshmark, I can ship it out in whatever priority box I want. And those shoe boxes are great. Had a duplicate sale on the eBay and didn't cancel it myself because I was in denial. I never have cancellations from the buyer, but the buyer just requested a cancellation. So lucky. Ethan, you are so lucky. So if you are new in here, what Ethan's talking about too, we'll talk about that. So if your eBay, you want to go over to your performance, you want to go to your seller level, and this tells you right here, this is what he's talking about. If you cancel a sale or you're out of stock, look, you're allowed almost none of those just to get to above standard. If you have more than 2% cancellations on your transactions, you will get below standard and could get easily kicked off of eBay. So he's saying that luckily he double sold and one of the person wanted to cancel the sale, which is great. But yeah, this is one thing. eBay, you cannot double sell an item. Can't triple stamp a double stamp. You know what I mean? I wish California, San Diego, we had seasons. Okay, now I do like the seasons, but I still would probably rather live in Hawaii or, where I don't get all the seasons. I found a milk jug on a B. Dratty sold right away. Yeah, B. Dratty's good too. It's the milk jug that sells it. Little milk. It's like the old school milk glass that they used to drop off at your door. I found one pair of Viore shorts and the drawstring was jacked up and still sold for $25. I sold some $8 Goodwill Nobles for $40 overnight. Yeah, so the Nobles still sell. Like 36 is what I sold. Yours for $40. They used to sell for like $70. So they still sell. Obviously, I still pick them up. And you do too. Where do you get eBay poly mailers? Are they free? I'm assuming not. They aren't. But are they cheaper than Amazon? No. So these are not cheaper than Amazon. So when you have an eBay store, you get a credit towards the eBay shipping supplies every quarter. So every quarter, I usually get these bags. That's what I usually get from eBay. They're good. They're thick. They're really good for jackets and stuff. You'll see me use these a lot if you watch my live packings later on in the fall and winter. I'll put a lot of stuff into this. There you go. Milk Jug, MacArthur Golf Club. Overly expensive golf club. Yeah, that's usually what those are from. Those really expensive golf courses that you can only get them from like being a member, or they cost like $500 or $600 to play. And then you can go in the golf store if you play around and you can buy a piece of merch. I just lost my top rated because I had 6 in 1 full year. It was 0.5. Yep. It's okay. I mean, you can see right here that right now I'm above standard, which is below top rated. So you have top rated plus, and that's if you ship next day and do free shipping. Then you're top rated. And if you're not, and then if you get bumped down, you're above standard, which where I am right now, my current seller level. As long as I'm doing what I'm doing now, I'll be top rated. But you're okay at above standard. You just don't want to get below standard. But yeah, sorry you lost that. But it's our fault, right? Still going like an engineer bunny. You know, that's what we do. I wish we had real autumns here in Louisiana. My absolute favorite. You're always welcome to come up to Indiana, or I mean, Tennessee's got nice ones. Ohio, all the Ohio Valley got some good. Up northeast, good fall stuff. I love the 5 days of rain out of the 70, 85 degree weather in Los Angeles. Yeah, right. 5 days of rain out of the year. Is that what you're talking about? I know. Look, I have a freaking Hawaiian flag in my background for a reason, right? I love it. How do you sing golf clubs and bats? That's another good question. You're full of good questions tonight, Janet. So what I do, when I buy good golf clubs and bats, I list them on Facebook Marketplace and do local pickup. So if I buy a golf club for $5 and it sells for $100 on eBay, I'll list it for $70 on Facebook Marketplace, cash only, under the doormat, and people come get it right away. That's how I do it. I don't mess with shipping them. A lot of people do. Everyone does their own style. That's what I do. And what I end up doing is hoarding all my golf clubs until the spring, and then I'll spend an hour outside cleaning them up, taking photos of them outside on like my driveway, listing them all on Marketplace and selling them all in like a week. But there you go. Angry Otter's got a good way right there. You can use triangular priority boxes, and you can Frankenbox them together. I need to fire my inventory manager. Yeah, fire him. I try to fire mine, but he keeps coming back with the same shirt. He wore the same shirt today in this watch. It's crazy. I love NATO bands too, by the way. I love NATOs. Need to take a road trip. Yeah, take a road trip on up. I always like to sell golf clubs on Poshmark. Then I can use a free priority. Ooh, Ethan. That's good too. You and Angry Otter staying in here with the good points. Okay, so Ethan's saying he likes to sell his golf clubs on Poshmark because then he can utilize that free priority shipping stuff. So those priority boxes that are like the triangular tubes, that's good. Make a cardboard box burrito. You know I like making my burritos. Yeah, so there are different ways. So Janet, you can come in here and you can ask questions, and you have all these super knowledgeable people, more knowledgeable than me for shipping out golf clubs. I tell you how to do it. You never get someone who short changes you leaving less cash under the doormat with Facebook Marketplace sales. Amy D, you're asking me a real question? No, I don't. I've actually never had someone shortchange me or simply steal the item off my porch. You kind of find like the items, golf clubs, fishing poles, golf club bags, trying to think what else, hard goods, keyboards, things like that. I've never had issues with people like doing anything shady with that stuff. I think if there are other items out there that I could see be like shady, I don't sell those on my front porch. Thank you for the help. I've learned a lot from you guys. I am from a golfing family. Well, you need it. That's great because golfing is always a good seller. Get the clothing. Look at me. Get the clothing. Get all the good stuff. The clubs, everything. But that's it, everybody. Other than I have a message. I have a real question too. Yes, you have a real question too. I mean, like a real question. Love the shirt. Would you do 15? It's a Polo Ralph Lauren shirt, $21.95. I don't accept offers on my Polo Ralph Lauren shirts because $21.99, I mean, is as cheap as you guys know I sold a ton. It's the cheap end of the market. Love the shirt. Will you take 15? I can't. Thanks. They messaged me later. I propose 17 USD. If you agree, I'll buy on my card. I have my card. I just didn't respond. Could you do $8 for each? They want 2 now. There are 2 shirts from you. Please let me know. No, because I sell those Polo Ralph Lauren shirts all the time for $21.99. So I'll be nice. Sorry, I can't. Amy D said no. Sorry, I can't. Amy D said no. Send. So they're going to get that and be like, what are you talking about? Don't try to lowball me. I'll put Amy D on you. I'm just kidding. All right, guys, that's it tonight. Hope you have a good night. If you're rewatching this later, sorry it was an awkward time. Love staying up. Love talking with you guys. And also, Angry and everyone else in here that comes in and helps everyone else out with the questions that I can't answer. Appreciate you guys a lot, too. So have a good night. All you newbies, keep on hustling. See you guys later.